One of my biggest regrets that I have in my life is that I did not work on my trauma before I had my children. That is one of the biggest regrets that I have in my life. And back then, in my opinion, from what I can recall and remember, in my opinion, from what I can recall and remember, back then, trauma was not talked about that much. Back then, before I had my children, before I had my very first child, trauma was not talked about. And if it was very, 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 very little. And I wish back then, before I had my first child, that trauma was talked about. And now we're in 2025. In like 3 months or so, it'll be 2026. And now look how much trauma is being talked about across social media platforms, TV programs, books, whatever, you name it, whatever, it's being talked about now. And a part of me is like, is it too late? I already had my kids. Is it too late to work on my trauma? That's a big question that I ask myself. I already had my kids, so maybe it's too late. I don't know. I don't know. Because I didn't work on it before I had my first child. All of my trauma was somehow, in some way, in some capacity, in some form, passed down to my first child and my other children as well. And that's one thing that gives me a heartache and so much emotional pain. And there is nothing that I can do about that. And I don't think it's ever too late to work on your trauma. No matter how many years have passed since you had your children, whether you have one child, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't think it's ever too late. Even if your children are all grown and they got their own kids, it's never too late to work on your trauma. Bye.